Congratulations, Chiefs Kingdom. It's over. This long season of disappointment has finally come to an end with the Seahawks winning a Super Bowl, and we don't have to deal with it anymore. On to the team building. Welcome. This is RGR Football. You guys are doing well, and I'm ready to get on with the offseason and build us another champion. Nice to see you all. This is RGR Football. I'm Ryan Tracy. This is Dan Harms, man in charge of the film review, telling me what's what. I appreciate it. Daniel, what do you say tonight?
Oh, guys, it's been a long postseason. That was probably as good as watching last year's Super Bowl for everyone else, right? Like, it just wasn't a competitive game at all. And it ended the same way you expected. The team that could win with 4 consistently and could run the ball won the game. But you look at that. That's a weird consistency over 2 years in a row. Like, I don't know, maybe something in the NFL has been changing to maybe go towards that a little bit more. I don't know. Crazy.
The proverbial pendulum has swung, folks. Running and defense, getting the job done. Kudos to Sammy Darnold. Perseverance. The guy survived the New York Jets organization and got back to the pinnacle. I'm super pumped for him. I mean, happy for all the Seahawks and for all my friends out there up in Washington State, in Wenatchee, and Cleellum, and Redmond High, and all you Edmonds, Cedro, Woolley fans. Congratulations. I hope you guys enjoy it. But this was tough. It was a little bit different, and I can't be happier for anybody but Sam Darnold.
Absolutely. You know, you guys, when the postseason rolled around, Ryan and I both said we were rooting for the Seahawks because of Sam Darnold. And honestly, Mike McDonald's done a fantastic job. That defense is fantastic. Outside of Tariq Woolen, who should be jobless after this postseason of his. There's a lot of guys on that team to root for that I like, that I appreciate. You know, Derek Hall is one of my favorite players coming out of Auburn. He's like the defensive end 3 for them this season. But there's just everything that you could have wanted from a defense to play. Sound football, good tackling, aggressive. They're sticky. They just do everything well. They're well coached. They deserve to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And we're going to talk about some of the guys that stood out as we answer your questions tonight, because this is live Q&A. This is what we do on Mondays all year round. It doesn't matter the fact that it's the day after the Super Bowl. We're going to give you Q&A. You guys bring the questions. You bring the super chats. We give you the answers. We get into all the topics. It's going to be a lot of team building now that we can all move on towards the next generation. But before we get to that, it's also the off season. And so in the off season, the Q&A does a little bit different, and it starts with a beer. So for the first time this off season, tonight's beer from Westbound and Down. Want to shout out my guys over there. This is their Westbound IPA. It's a West Coaster. It's clean. It's clear. And it fuels me for my long film sessions. I'm just going to give us a pour. Daniel, what are you drinking?
You know, you guys, today we've got a little bit of what we call a Juice Monster IPA from Abomination Brewing. This has been one of my favorite companies that I have discovered, Abomination. And the reason is because not only are they fantastic beers, but they have great artwork. They draw you in with the artwork, and they sell the deal with a good beer. So I recommend, if you guys can find Abomination anywhere, they have a very eclectic group of beers, and this one is the newest one that we are about to try.
Cheers, brother. Where are they from?
I don't actually know. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Brewed and packaged, North Haven, Connecticut.
Ah, nice.
Oh, that is
Westbound
super
Down.
smooth. Fantastic.
Idaho Springs, Colorado. Gotta love it. True West Coast. And that's probably one of my favorite styles. You can see it's clear. It's nice. And it's really pungent on the nose, which will keep me awake as we go through all this crap that we have to deal with for the Kansas City Chiefs. So get your super chats in, get your questions in. If you're new to us, this is what we do on Monday nights. And if you're really new to us, you probably haven't seen. If you put the question marks at the beginning of your question, it helps me dig them out of the chat. Daniel's much better at it than I am, but still, I need the help. So if you guys would keep doing that, that would be great. We have a ton of our regulars in here, starting with Miss Brenda. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Night Hunter, nice to see you. I'm bringing up everybody that I can right here. Tons and tons of regulars. Miss K is in the background, so we know she's here as well. Just want to shout her out. And we got a lot to get after. So where do we want to start?
You're in the background. That's all.
She can make appearance on camera. I'm ready.
She won't do that.
I didn't think so. Okay, so let's get after it. Okay, Minotaur, thank you. If you guys get a free membership tonight, it's probably from Minotaur. In fact, I know he's already given out a few already. So thank you, buddy, for spreading the word. If you get the memberships, it's the basic key to interact here with more with us on the lives. If you upgrade to the rookie level and above, you get the RGR discount, the draft guide discount. You get all of our behind the scenes. We're going to drop a couple of new things in this offseason as I make my way through film as well. So we're going to start with him. Thanks for the support, pal. Big time Ken Zeke fan here. I think we need an heir apparent more than ever this season. Likely Pitts would also be great moves. And I think this is very timely because we just heard from Diana Rossini yesterday that Travis appears to be more on the road to returning than he was a few weeks ago. And I find that good. But to Minotaur's point, Dan, an heir apparent that Travis can take and say, and as good as likely and Pitts have been at times, make them better, make him a little bit his mode. I like that.
And again, you guys know I feel very high on Jake Brenningstool. I still think he can be that heir apparent, but again, it's hard to know what you're getting from a guy who didn't play at all last year and was dealing with injury. And again, it could have been an Andy Reid injury. For all we know, he was a stash. That would not have been surprising to me at all. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens with this offseason program. And you can't always count on it either. Noah Gray probably had his worst season as a pro last year, in my opinion. It was legitimately awful. And they didn't involve Robert Tonyan at all. So that tells you there needs to be something else happening. And whether that's going to be a free agent or a draft pick, which probably not, just by nature of how many picks they have, I would imagine they try to go into the free agent pool. Funny enough, David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns has said that he will not be returning to the Cleveland Browns this offseason. So it would be more expensive to go after someone like him, but that is something we can put into the thought chamber.
Yeah, and we might as well right now because I do like that. And it's unfortunate timing for Noah Gray because you're right. I think that was the letdown of what I thought was a pretty steady upward trajectory for him. David Njoku is certainly an option. It all depends on the contract because it's difficult for me to project. In fact, I'm pulling up the projections from both Spelltrack and Over the Cap because I want to just see what people think the market is for him because he has been off to injured. He is, if not already approaching 30 years old. I think he'll be 30 by the time the season starts. Yeah, 29.6 right now. People are saying he's a 9.9 mil a year cap market value.
I'm in.
Are you? Okay.
I'm in on 9.9, like $10 million for a guy who can be a tight end 1, even if he's your tight end 2. I think that's a very reasonable contract.
Okay. They're also putting Kyle Pitts at 10.8. If that's $800,000 difference a year, I'm way more likely to go after Pitts. I just feel that's terribly undervalued right there of what he'll actually get.
I think I'd still go the other way because of what David Njoku brings as an all-around tight end blocker.
Okay,
what you can do with him. Kyle Pitts is strictly a big slot, in my opinion. He's not a blocker. He's just not, and he doesn't want to block. He just doesn't want to. So I think the Chiefs need to get back to the run game a little bit, and in order to do that, you need a tight end that can physically move people, and Njoku is going to bring some of that.
Okay, I like that concept. I can get behind Njoku as well. He is very athletic, even though he's built a bit thicker than any of these other guys that we're talking about. Let me double you down, though, because I like this concept. And we talk about what an H-back could look like instead of a true fullback, right?
Yeah.
Taysom Hill's a free agent.
No.
He's not going to cost much.
Don't care.
You wouldn't give it a shot? No, you don't care? Okay. All right. I would look. I personally would take a look. Why not? Any thoughts on DT Zane Durant from Cody? Thank you, Cody. And thanks for being here nearly 4 years. You're going to hit it by the draft. And to Cario Davis, the corner guy.
So I don't know anything about Zane Durant, my guy. Sorry about that. But I will say I just got done watching Cario Davis. I was upset he didn't go to the Senior Bowl. Also injury related. He's kind of had some nicks and some bumps and bruises. He's a guy who moves pretty well for a 6'2" corner, but he turns like a semi. And I think he's a very good tackler. He's a physical player, but he's just not. He's like Charvarius Ward light in the sense that he can guard one side of the field very, very well, But if he's asked to play man coverage and travel, you're in a bind, you're in a pickle. And he also does not have very good ball skills or ball tracking. That's something that doesn't show up on his tape very much. So 4th round, I mean, prototypical wise, sure. I have no issues with that. But I think that would be a day 3 selection for sure.
Okay, that works for me. I've been pretty happy with, especially in the secondary, what they've been able to do, and I think there's some talent of what they've been able to select on day 3, even on the defensive line. Although there hasn't been a ton of them, right? So like I'm okay with over investing in those positions
For sure.
later in the draft if they have enough picks. That's the issue. Battery, appreciate you. Thanks for the support. Watching the Seahawks left me with the Chiefs need McDuffie, and they need to get Downs if possible. Grab Zion or Jackus, and then go all offense. So either Zion Young on the Mizzou edge or Gabe Jackus, the Illinois edge. Both had great Senior Bowls. I haven't seen the film from the Senior Bowl practices yet. So I don't know if you've had a chance to run them down or you just took your live notes and called it done.
I watched both of them live. I didn't really need to watch them on the reback.
Okay. Who'd you like better?
Jackus was better in my opinion.
Jackus. Okay, I'm saying that wrong. I'm terrible.
It's not your fault. It doesn't make any sense. I think that Zion Young probably offers more of a physical prototype, just at least by what it looks like. But Jackus is a way better pass rusher, in my opinion.
Okay. I like that. And I agree with you, Battery. Like, the problem is I don't think right now there's any market for Chris Jones in a trade. And we talked months ago, right after the season, that I thought, if somebody was interested, like Mike Borgonzi, you might be able to get value out of it. Doesn't look like that's coming around, but it does seem like there's people talking about McDuffie. As I understand it, McDuffie's looking for that Sauce type contract in the 30-ish range.
Yep. And
that's going to price him out of Kansas City. I'm going to tell you that now.
Everything I've seen has said that they are working on an extension.
Yeah, I hope that they are. If it comes in at 30 mil, I think they've hamstrung themselves a little bit.
We will find out.
Yeah, I guess we will. We'll see. I like Trent McDuffie. I really liked him pre-draft. He's the last of the Jimmy Lake cornerbacks at Washington. So, like, that was a tradition that went back past Marcus Peters and everybody else. Like, you knew what you were getting, and he did not fall short. Andy Reid will watch.
I'm sorry. Who's calling Trent McDuffie a bum corner? Chef Boy, come on now. Let's not be ridiculous about this. We're talking about an all-pro corner. Okay, he's an all-pro. He's got 2 all-pros. Let's calm down now.
Yeah, that's a little bit
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Ridiculous.
Swag. Andy Reid will watch the Super Bowl and still not run the ball next year. The NFL is shifting. I want a home run hitting running back. Thoughts? I do like the concept. And you know how long I've been down on the run, and I agree with you. He says he recognizes the need. I just don't believe that he'll make the necessary changes. So it's up to the back to do it, right? That's the way that I treat that. He's going to give you a couple opportunities outside zone, maybe a little bit of duo or power pulls, but you got to make it happen as the running back is the way I feel about it. Do you disagree?
I mean, I think a little bit of both. It's on the offensive line too, just to be able to get the initial hole there. I think that they're working to get better at that. And one of the things that we've seen, at least from Mitchell Schwartz talking about it, is that the running backs aren't being properly coached. Putting it as best as we can. Yeah. So the angles are a problem, but when you're a naturally sound, vision-based running back who likes to bounce it outside, as Kenneth Walker does, like when you watch Kenneth Walker, like when he's patient and he can read, like he can find the hole. Like we saw that happen. But he does naturally like to just bounce it outside because he's athletic and he has that acceleration. So yes.
Oh,
all of those things.
Money I would pay Ken Walker right now is more than any other running back I've said in free agency for about 5 years. That's significant. But do you agree after last night's performance, he's well out of range of the Kansas City Chiefs?
He already was. It was. I still think he's getting franchise tagged by the Seahawks because of the Charbonnet injury. So we'll see.
Spike also said, we also need a pass rusher. We need to be a team that gets pressure with 4 without blitzing. You're absolutely right. We need dogs at the edges. And no offense, George Karlaftis is not a dog. and we need somebody that can break down those double teams. Chris can split them, but he can't break them down. You know what I mean? Chris's game is not power. And the more that I watch of this draft class, inside and out on the defensive line, there's plenty of guys with power. We're going to be stuck with a power-based pass rush. I'm convinced of it at this point, and we just have to get the right guys that play with the right leverage.
I'm telling you, this is a weird situation because if you watch some of the power rushers on the Seahawks, they can collapse a pocket. When's the last time you saw George Karlaftis collapse a pocket? Like, when has it happened? Yeah. So he's a power guy, but he doesn't win that way. It's a weird dynamic. So he has not gotten physically stronger, in my opinion.
That's fair.
I would say the last couple of seasons, he has not really gotten physically stronger. So there needs to be a different way that these power rushers are impacting an offensive line outside of what George Karlaftis brings.
Yeah, I agree with you. Brad, so I heard Rand Carthon on CBS Sports and said something about Travis Kelce, and he was to blame for holding back the offense, which I think is bullshit. You're absolutely right, Brad. Don't listen to Rand Carthon. There's a reason he's on the radio with that Ryan Wilson kid who doesn't understand what the hell he's looking at. So when Rick Spillman left that show, there's no reason to listen to that thing anymore. I'm just going to tell you that. So don't be overly upset about it. The fact that one thing could even pull and make a whole offense collapse, it is not the tight end in that situation. It is squarely on the head coach, in my opinion.
Yep, I'm with you.
I didn't want to pull you into my rant, so if you were looking to stay out of it, I apologize. Since the Chiefs hired a running back coach from Notre Dame, do you think that Love pick falls to them? They did not hire Dylan McCullough. He is not hired.
Nope. There has been no official hire from anybody for the running backs coach position right now.
No, that position is open still, Micah. If they did, I do not think it means anything for the Love pick. And I believe McCullough is still under contract and not able to be recruited. So I don't think it's going to happen. But if it did, I heard Love say this last week that he thinks he should be the first pick. And good for him. He should be putting that out. But I don't think he's even going to be a 9 pick. Somebody might take him in the top 10, but I think that would be a mistake.
Again, running back is what a running back is. And if you can get one, a really, really good one, like a Bijan Robinson type player in the top 10, go ahead. Be my guest, draft him. I got no issues with it. I just don't see Love as that tier of running back. I think he's a tier down, which means top 20 for me personally. I would take him around 15, 20 and be comfortable with that in my eyes. But I don't think that if they were to hire McCullough, it would have anything to do with them drafting Jeremiah Love. It would be they worked with him before. Eric Bieniemy would want him as his running back coach. That's what that would be.
I mean, let's be honest. The running back coach with Eric Bieniemy as your offensive coordinator is pretty much the lowest guy in the total poll on the offensive side. You got the quality control coach, but that's about it. Brad, what comes to the draft for the Chiefs at the number 9 pick? I'm drafting Bain there and 100% against drafting an RB in the draft. There's no value in that. I can see taking one late. I can see taking a day 3 running back, certainly. But I agree with you. Not at 9 ever, and not on day. Even day 2 would be a stretch for me right now.
I guess it does depend how the draft falls. But again, there are other needs that the Chiefs have that would vault above a running back in that situation.
Fair. Here's one for you. What is the highest round the Chiefs should draft the wide receiver from John Carroll University, if they are interested? Dan, what round are you projecting him to go?
I mean, right now, guys, if he ends up blowing up the combine, which I still haven't seen if he's going to get a combine invite, I hope he does because I think he deserves it.
Is it out yet? I don't
know. I'm just saying.
Inbox and I haven't.
Okay, well, if he does not get one, I'll be disappointed because I think he'll blow up the combine. And if he does, I think he'll go in the 3rd round. I really do. And he's under 6 feet. He's about 5'11", but he plays bigger than he is. And if he doesn't end up like blowing up the combine or going to the combine, I think he'll be a good 4th or 5th round pick for the Chiefs, something like that.
Makes sense. I'm sure the invites have gone out, but the list has not been made public on the NFL Combine site yet. So we'll let you know when that happens. Anything else is guys knowing and letting it out. Like we'll get some trickles here, but we'll find out with the actual list. By the way, I just wanted to say this, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Let's go tonight. Cheers back at you. Appreciate you,
So I just
Minnesota.
wanted to pull this up. I forget, is this correct? Was it Deuce Staley that the Chiefs were interviewing, not McCullough?
I believe they were seeking to interview McCullough and they got denied. I did not see them setting up a interview with Deuce Staley. I will check that though, because
I'm doing it right now.
I mean, okay, do it. It's a natural fit. So Pat, thanks for bringing it up. But I heard that as a rumor of a fit, not that they had reached out and asked Deuce, who I thought was he with the Cardinals? I can't remember who he was coaching for last year.
The Browns, I thought.
Browns. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't think I've seen anything reported about the Chiefs and Deuce Staley. I think it was McCullough.
Okay. That's I understood they actually put out a feeler to interview him.
Okay.
So cool. And that's where this one where Steve was going to. Yeah, I mean, Deuce obviously knows Andy and would fit right in. And I have no problem with that. I mean, there's a reason that he's got a drill named after him. Like the guy knows what he's doing. And the question would be, would he conflict with Eric Bieniemy? Would that cause a difference of opinion about how to coach the position? It's really just about making that mesh, that fit, that chemistry. So I'd love to see what would happen, but I have nothing to say on whether it will. Beach, am I the only one who wants to trade back if Bain is not on the board? Get one or two more picks. Take Damon Claiborne, the running back at Forest at 70, Wake Forest at 74. Still a little bit too rich for me, and I haven't seen anything on Wake Forest. Dan, you probably know, but I do like the concept of trading back.
Yeah, I got no problem trading back, but again, I don't know anything about Damon Claiborne out of Wake Forest. I got nothing. I don't even think my guy has seen him either, so that's out on me.
Okay. Well, I will pull something up and have a look because now that name was not on my list previously, Beach. So thanks for bringing it up. Cody, why should it be Downs at 9? Just don't overthink. I mean, you love Downs, right? You're comfortable with him there. You think he makes enough of an impact for his position at number 9 that it's worth it.
I do. And especially, again, if you're going to bring back Trent McDuffie at the number that he is, guess what? He's playing on the outside. You're going to need someone that can come into the nickel. And I think after what we just witnessed from Nicky Manwari, Caleb Downs is a riser, is a guy who won the draft. Like he's somebody who's going to be going higher based on what he can do. Obviously, Nicky Manwari is a different physical specimen than Caleb Downs is. Yeah. But I think impact-wise, we are seeing this kind of player who can play in the nickel, can play in as a safety, can move around and be a chess piece in that way, is very valuable in today's NFL. And I believe that Caleb Downs would be that kind of player.
I like it. And for the record, Damon from Wake Forest, 5.1 yards a carry. Not too bad. And looks like he caught 28 out of 38 targets. So pretty good catching out of the backfield. So I like those two aspects. 94th in the nation? No. 86th in the nation, forced missed tackles. So, hey, put him on my radar. Way to go. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Alan, g'day. Rogue Nation. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Will Spags and Reed adapt or travel the same road? Bring on September. I'm here for September too, Alan, but I think the road they travel is well known at this point.
I think that's a good way to go about it, Ryan.
Yeah, I would love to take them on a detour. Let me show you a couple things, fellas. But yeah, I think they're in their way. Pre-Avenger, I like that one. Personnel wise, how would the Chiefs transition to a 3-4 defense, and who would stay? I like this question. What do you think?
So I don't know. I don't think they can transition into a 3-4 defense right now. They don't have obviously they don't have the guys. You have no outside linebackers. You got none. You have nobody that can play there. Even Karlaftis, I think, would struggle at a 4-eye to an extent. So as it's built right now, it would fail. It would be a horrible disaster to go to 3-4. You don't have the personnel to do it.
Yeah. it would be tough. I think Karlaftis could survive at the 5. You're 4i, you're right. Like, it's a little bit difficult. There's no zero tech on this roster. Derek Notty's a free agent. I wouldn't bring him back. I don't think he can put up with it. Pennell the same way. So you have to invest in a zero tech. You're basically wasting Nomar Omar because he's a 3 tech. He's not a 5 or a 0. I know they want to try to line him up there, but I don't think that's his path to success. And then I would retain Leo Chenal, put him as an inside linebacker with Nick Bolton. I like that concept, but as Dan said, there's no outside rush backers. So you have to go draft a couple of them, or you got to overpay. And this is the concept, and I started talking about this on Locked On Chiefs too. By the way, you guys, go check out Locked On Chiefs and go check out Bleacher Report for Dan's work. Get the gear in the store if you want the Rogue Nation stuff. But this is where my thought pattern was going. Like, you have too many things to get done, right? And free agency has to play a role, even though you have no cap space. So they have to get all these things done to get cap space, because they literally, especially if they try to change to a 3-4, they don't have enough draft capital to really get it done, in my opinion.
I'm with you. It's hard to do much right now with the draft capital that they have. If you can't make a transition like that without the ability to not only do so in free agency, but be able to attack it as in the draft. And they don't have the ability to do that.
I'm with you. You want to take another one? I'm going to stack a couple here.
Yeah,
I'm not reading fast enough tonight is my problem.
I actually think we're doing okay. Kid, thank you very much for the super chat. Are you guys more open to the Chiefs getting a receiver in the first round, for example, Carnell Tate, etc.? If you guys missed it last week, I did a film review on Mekhi Lemon out of USC, the wide receiver. I talked about his strengths, his weaknesses, why or why not I'd be a fan of them drafting him at 9. This week, we're doing Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, the wide receiver. We're going to do this exact same thing on Wednesday. We're going to go through his tape. We're going to break it down and talk to you guys about why. But I'm not opposed to drafting a wide receiver at 9, depending on how the board falls. If you guys go over to the Bleacher Report and see the mock draft that happened today, that dropped today, that is the worst case scenario for the Chiefs at 9. Okay. You can go see who gets drafted and why Jordan Tyson is the selection at 9 for that mock draft specifically, because that is the worst case scenario of all the players being gone. Okay. So there is a possibility that does happen. Okay. That is always something you have to think of in taking the best player on the board when you don't know if Patrick Mahomes is going to play the first month of the season. And when he comes back, how effective are his legs going to be? Because if they're not, guess what you have to do is you have to make his life easier and everyone else's life easier. So while I understand that it might be frustrating for me or some of you to take a wide receiver in the top 10, if it helps the offense and Patrick Mahomes get back to being at least where he doesn't have to do everything with his legs, I'd feel much more comfortable with it. But again, as an idea, I think that there are other places to go than wide receiver, but it is definitely a possibility.
I'm with you. What up there, Thundarius? Hope you're doing well. And if you would listen to the man, smash that like button. That would be great. There's a lot of good questions in here, you guys. I'm going to summarize because a lot of them are kind of overlapping. Yeah. So I'm going to pick a few. Apologies if you don't get in there at 900.
Really we got 900s, but we did also have Beaches. He put the question and the super chat in here, so we appreciate that. I'm glad we got to it. I'm sorry you felt I needed to put that in there as well. We did get to the question, but thank you so much for the support as always, Beach.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm running behind here, a little bit slow tonight. I saw several people comment that the Chiefs talked to him. They talked to nearly every player at the Senior Bowl. So I wouldn't read a ton into that, but it can't hurt to look. So we will definitely do that. Mr. Pena, I believe I'm going to go with that one. Remember how I messed this up, and I'm so sorry. Do you think that the Campbell discourse will hurt Bain's stock and help the Chiefs draft him?
That's a great question.
I don't think so, because I think defending with shorter arms is different than attacking with shorter arms. And I think the guys, the teams, the scouts that are sold on Bain are going to be sold on Bain. I don't think the Campbell thing is going to affect that at all. Do you?
There's nothing wrong with Will Campbell's arms, guys.
Right.
It's technique, okay? It's technique. So when you watch Will Campbell, he's playing too passively. For a guy with 31-inch arms, if you are playing passively, you're going to get beat, but like a drum every single time. You just are. You have to be able to not only mimic, but attack. You have to take it to guys. If you're going to have a vertical pass set and welcome contact into your chest, guess where you're going? To the quarterback's lap every time. And then we watched it over and over and over again. So this offseason, he was a rookie. I mean, he's a rookie going into this offseason, right? He's going to have to learn how to better use his hands. When you flip on Ruben Bain's tape, no, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, go watch Joe Thuney when he has to play left tackle.
Yeah.
He's got shorter arms. He's able to combat it with strike force first and foremost and earlier placement. If you have shorter arms, you have to get to the other guy's chest plate faster. You have to control his shoulder if you can't get to the chest plate in order for him not to rip past you. Those are the two things that you have to do if you are a guy that's at a length disadvantage.
And when you flip on the Ruben Bain tape, I got no questions about whether he knows how to use his arms or not. I got none. I got 0. They're good. You guys, you can go check that draft breakdown too out as well. Like that's already up on RGR. That was the first one that we did. So there are a lot of factors when it comes to breaking, like when it comes to shorter arm prospects. Okay. How do you use your length is the number one question you have to ask with these players. Not how long are your arms? It's how do you use them? That is the only question you need to ask, and really the only one that you need to answer.
Yeah, you got what you got. How can you make it work for you? That's what you have to get to for everybody. Thank you. Ruthless, thank you. Hey, guys, what techniques in specific should the wide receivers work on? I would say releases off of jams. They struggle with that a lot. Thank you for being a member for over a year now, Ruthless. We appreciate you. I have my thoughts, but you've been doing a lot more tape work on wide receivers. So what do you think?
There's a lot of different things, not just within the structure of the offense. Being asked to run real routes is still my number one gripe. Like always run real routes. Run through your damn routes. I don't care if you're running it against zone, if you don't think you're getting the football, if it's not designed for you. Guess what? Patrick Mahomes might find you. Okay. And if you're not running full speed, ball's not going to get to you properly. So that's like the number one thing. Release packages, absolutely. They need to use their hands better. It's not just the releases, like the footwork, the mixing things up. It's how do you combat somebody trying to get into your chest? How are you constantly swiping? Are you ripping? Are you trying to move your body out of the way? You have to be able to use all of the different tools at your disposal. Shoulder dipping, you sink your hips, your hands, your arms, all those things to be able to beat that. And then once it gets, like, for example, Xavier Worthy is a better pure route runner than Rashee Rice. Bar none, end of story. There's no question about it in my mind. There is none. But how often is he running a route that has a release, stem, break point, and at the catch point? How often do those 4 things meet up? Very rarely. He has a couple of them against the Texans. You guys go watch that tape. You guys can see what I'm talking about. I posted those on Twitter after the Texans game as well. They're real routes. Like, they are there. They need to access that more, and they need to do more work on their own to refine those things. And how are you using speed dilation? How are you making this corner feel you, like your speed or your lack thereof, right? How are you mixing things up through your stem? Like, there are so many different things they need to work on. But because of what this offense asks of the receivers, I think it prohibits their usage and they're consistently fine-tuning those things.
I think their coaching resources were limited, and I think that held some of them back as well. Yeah. My big thing is I kind of in line with what you're talking. I want them to threaten. They don't run stems hard enough. I want you to get that stem point hard, and I want you to threaten that DB. I don't care who it is, whether it's a high safety or a guy in man coverage. I want you to put some fear in him and come off of that stem hard. I see too many rounded routes. I see too many things that have false steps in them that just drive me batty. And I think that all comes back to basic coaching, to tell you the truth.
Wide receiver coach is going to help. Bieniemy is going to help. He's going to demand better. He's just going to demand you being better. Like that's just what's going to happen. I know Eric Bieniemy is not what everyone wanted with new ideas. But one thing he's going to do, he's going to make these guys run their routes. You think Sammy Watkins was out there running routes on air for no reason? No, it's because he was afraid of what Eric Bieniemy was going to say if he came back to you and run his route all the way.
Eric Bieniemy can come on here and make me a better podcaster. I will tell you that. That's how good he is. Thank you.
Open invite.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, Coach. Fan, and I'm just going to call you Fan, bro. Who do you want to pick at 9? I'm wanting us to be good and get us a weapon. So he wants to go offense on the weapon side. Who do you want? Like, if you were just going to stack it out, not who you think is the best or who you have ranked the best, who do you want?
I want Ruben Bain. That is the guy that I want. And it's not just because of the what he does well. It's because he's an ass kicker. He is a legitimate ass kicker. Something the Chiefs don't have on defense. They just don't have those guys, specifically along the defensive line. Chris Jones is I'm not saying Chris Jones isn't like an ass kicker, but he doesn't go out there playing pissed off at somebody because he dissed like his footwork or like his cleats or something. Like I feel like Ruben Bain would find something just a little minuscule that would make him pissed off at that tackle, trying to put his face into the ground. Like Chris Jones doesn't play that way. They're different styles of players.
Chris Jones isn't soft. He's
exactly.
Happy. He's funny. Yeah. Like, he needs to get serious. In order for me, Bain, Arvell Reese, because I would find a way to use him. I will guarantee you that. Probably Fano, followed by Boston. The
receiver?
Yeah, if I was going to take a receiver, I won't spend a top 15. I'll go like bottom 20s and take somebody like Boston. I like him.
Okay. I'm still not taking him in the first round, but we're talking about 9. Okay. So
no, yeah, I'm not talking to at 9. I'm just going in order of guys I want.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you. I understand. Yeah, we're good.
Messidor's on there.
I was about to give me Messidor.
Yeah. And the guy who's growing on me the most right now, because I just did like 4 games of him, TJ Parker from Clemson.
Yeah.
I am enjoying that. So
it's pretty good.
But to your point, need dudes with edge. You need Frank Clark in a younger body is what you need. That's what this defense is crying for.
Absolutely.
And I'm here to give it to him. Thanks, fan. Hanneman, nice to see you. Thanks for the support and being a member. You are all in everything. The consensus was that Walker wasn't going to have an explosive run game against New England. That was wrong. What did the Seahawks do up front to help him? Was it mainly outside zone or pin and pull? I saw a ton of zone. I saw him being patient and reading well, and I saw them not overloading. They blitzed at times, but they were comfortable with the pass rush with 4, and I didn't see him bring a whole lot of overload run stuff.
They also played a little bit lighter. The Patriots did. When they came out in 12 personnel, they were still having like DBs on the field where it gave the Seattle Seahawks a favorable run look. And all it takes is a little bit of motion here, right? If you watch the way that they when they come out and do that, they will move guys away. And it creates those natural cutback lanes. And for a guy who likes to bounce it outside, if you take one defender away from the side and you create a natural cutback lane, guess what? That's 20 yards. It's 20 yards. It's little manipulation stuff of the offense to also make the defense mimic what you're doing and move players around. And then it creates better paths for offensive linemen to the next level. All these little things line up.
They absolutely do. And like you said, it takes one person to blow a run fit. Because if you notice, when they motioned JSN, they just stopped following him. They were playing base zones. The linebackers had hook assignments, and they didn't have to move. So if a guy's in more of a static position by assignment and you can get a block on him, boom, Walker has an alley. And that's where his patience comes in. And I think that's what really did the trick. Because, I mean, I would not have guessed he was at 94 yards at halftime. Like, I knew he was grinding away, but I didn't think he had run for that much.
He had he had explosives. He had a couple explosives.
Yeah, he had 2, right, in the first half, and then the big one. Caleb Banks thoughts, comp to CJ thoughts. I have not seen that. I've only watched one game of him so far, though.
I mean, I understand it to an extent, but CJ was just better with his hands. Caleb Banks he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, Chris was still a little raw. Obviously, he went in the second round, but I feel like he used his hands way better coming out, like just way better. And Caleb Banks doesn't know what he's doing. Like, not just the high pad level,
Important.
but he doesn't know how to properly place his hands, like right here on this part of the chest, not right in the middle of it, but you have to be able to just place sideways, right? You have to be able to move guys, make them adjust to you. And he's like, what, 30 pounds heavier?
Oh, is he
Something
that
like
much?
that?
I didn't realize that. I
I
never
don't know. He's like
trusted
320,
those lines.
330, something like that. He's big.
Oh, yeah. Kyle Carney, thank you. If you guys would hit the like, we would appreciate it. Send it to the algo. I appreciate you, buddy. Always thinking tech. Thank you, Angler. Good question. Black and gold. Should they take Bailey at 9 if he's there? I like David Bailey. I just don't see him fitting in a Spags style of defense. And you cannot spend a top 10 pick and have it turn out like Josh Uche.
So if, again, this goes back to the question we had earlier, if you're making the switch to 3-4, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
100%.
And I will say that David Bailey, again, we did a David Bailey breakdown too. You guys can go watch that whole thing as well. His physicality was better at the last 3 or 4 games of the season, but it was not consistent in his game. Okay. That is concerning for me. For a guy who's 250 pounds, if you aren't going to play physically at least 10 to 15 pounds heavier than your weight, you're going to get tossed around in the NFL. Okay. Yeah. You just are. And he's not a consistently good run defender. So at 9, yes, he's a good pass rusher. I detail why. I detail also why I think he's going to struggle a little bit more in the NFL than he did in college in the breakdown. But at 9 for this defense, I don't think it makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely not unless they switch. And I would say, honestly, for value, his partner in crime in the mid-second or early third is a better value than David is at 9. But I don't know. That's also a development thing, and you got to be comfortable with that. So thank you, Black Gold. Appreciate you. Crimson, every Super Bowl champ besides us for the last 10 years has had elite pass rush. What moves do you have to make to return to a 50-plus sack team? You have to attack from the edges. You can't let the defensive tackle be the only guy who's getting it done. Straightforward. If they switched it up to the point where maybe George is a base end, but they came with more designated pass rushers because they're young or they're inexperienced or whatever. It's George and Chris rushing on the inside and 2 new pass rush specific guys on the outside. I think that could get it done. Do you feel that that's too much to ask?
I don't think so, but you also have to have Chris Jones get 15 sacks. Like,
True.
Let's be realistic about this. He has to get 15 sacks. He can't have 8, 10. Like, he has to have,
and he's 32. Is that
sacks.
really realistic anymore?
Exactly. Like, I still think he can be. As we're seeing, I think he's still an excellent player. The problem is that he's being asked to do everything for this defense. And this past year, the blitzes that Spags was dialing up were not executed properly often either. So to get to 55, they had to have safeties, nickels, corners blitzing to be able to pile up 10, 15 extra sacks on top of what your defensive line was giving you. And unless they can keep doing that, it's just unrealistic unless you actually get real pass rushers. So yes, I believe it's possible. But like Ryan said, you got to bring in at least 2 guys that can get after the quarterback. At least. Like, that's a minimum.
Yeah. You got to be able to throw shifts at it like hockey. Yeah. You just got to have a couple of guys out there that you can just keep running at them. That's the basis. Jose, I hope you're doing good. Or Joe, sorry. Bailey position in the NFL. He will be an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Somebody might call him a defensive end. He's going to be a stand-up outside pass rusher. That's the bottom line, because I don't think he can survive in there at a 5 tech.
I mean, I think he's got a better chance at surviving at 5 tech than I originally thought. But he does, again, he has to bring the physicality. He has to play like he played in the playoff and throughout that last 3-game stretch all the time. Like, that has to be the mindset and the way forward for him. Otherwise, he can't.
Gotcha. Thundarius, thanks, buddy, and thanks for being a member, and thanks for propping us up everywhere you go. You guys check out Thundarius's channels as well. And hey, if you're in NY, go to the vape shop, will you? As we bring the season to a close, I raise my glass to my favorites covering the team. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Chiefs Kingdom till I die. Well, we're riding either way, pal. I'll be right there next to you.
Gone.
Night Hunter, this is your spotlight. Bring the fullback back. Run. I agree. And thank you for 55 months.
55.
You're going to hit 5 years before the season starts. Yeah.
That's crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, it is awesome. And we know that you guys have a lot of ways you can spend your time in Chiefs Kingdom with a lot of great creators. So thank you for spending it with us. We appreciate you. Man, I can't say that enough. Girk has a couple of questions. Caden Proctor and Damani Jackson. I have looked at Proctor just once so far, Girk. I don't have a grade on him yet. I have not looked at Jackson at all. I'm not doing CVs at this point.
Guys, I have weird concerns about Damani Jackson. Like, he played very well. Last year, he was one of my favorite corners coming into the class, and the fall off has been staggering. Effort concerns from the coaching staff, benching. We're talking the whole shebang for Damani Jackson. It's not looking good. I'm going to have to bump his grade down again, I think, to the 4th round. I can't keep him where he's at because of the concerns with his maturity, getting benched when, your defense isn't good and you do have to go to younger players around you when you're a senior is not a good look. And Caden Proctor, I'll go ahead and pull up Brandon Thorne. I know Brandon Thorne was not high on him early in the season, but I know that he played very well later, and he is his second rated offensive tackle in the class, a second round grade. So he got much higher on him than he was before.
So Brandon has one guy in the first round, and it's Fauna?
Yeah.
Wow.
But Proctor probably goes in the first round. Freeling probably goes in the first round. Lomu also probably goes in the first round. That's just the tackle tax.
Yeah. They're all moving up. Thanks, Girk, and we'll get our eyes on him as well. Any interest in Rashid Shaheed in free agency? Did we price himself out of the Chiefs this time in Seattle? I don't think so. I don't want to say he priced himself out of anywhere, to be honest.
He didn't play great. Like, he wasn't great. He was a fantastic returner, but that doesn't get you $20 million on the market. Like, it just doesn't. So I don't think he priced himself out, but if the Chiefs want to get a running back and they want to get some other players, then yeah, he's not going to come into Kansas City to play.
Spot Track has him projected as a $14 million contract per year.
Yeah, that's
what they're calling his market. They're saying Deebo Samuel is 11. I'd take Deebo.
I probably wouldn't at this point. Yeah, he's older, much older. And at least, Shaheed can give you a little bit of the Tyquan Thornton role, just a little bit. And he won't be asking for Tyquan, I ideally have Tyquan over that because he's going to be cheaper than Shaheed as well. But
agreed.
He wants to go somewhere where his targets are a bit bigger.
Yeah, and his route tree. And I get that, but I don't know that the market's going to be beating down his door. We'll find out. I want him to have a bigger role in this offense too, but
yeah.
Scotty, what position group is Brett Veach least likely to botch up selecting at 9? Please overcome my trust issues. He does well picking DBs. He does decently picking offensive linemen. The scary part is the whole edge thing has been a bit of a debacle, Breland speaks.
Pretty big debacle.
And that's what you need the most. That's the problem. Running back, don't trust him. So O-line.
So is it Brett Veach's fault that the defensive ends aren't working, or is it Spags' fault?
If Breland Speaks had gone somewhere else and worked out, I would say that
that's one player.
I know.
Who's a 5?
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up for shit's sake. Speaks was just okay. I'm going to run down every edge that they've drafted since he came here. Tano Passanio never developed. Speaks absolute failure. Mike Dana put in a lot of good snaps, but is not an impact player. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Josh Kando, absolute waste of a 4th round pick.
Yep.
George Karlaftis has been renewed, but he is not the elite pass rusher they paid him to be. And what else did they do? BJ Thompson.
5th round pick.
Nothing to do with the injury, but BJ was not pushing to become an elite pass rusher. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, almost a wasted draft pick at this point in the 1st round. So I have a hard time being convinced that edge rusher is a strength of Brett Veach.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying who's really to blame for all of it. Because there's a bit of a rift, in my opinion, with the players that Brett Veach wants to inject into the defense and the ones that Spags is willing to put on the field. Because if all things are equal and FAU just came in and played his game, he wouldn't have been played. He never would have been on the field because Spags would have said, go play linebacker. You're not, right, exactly. You're too small. You're too athletic. He wouldn't want him rushing. Then he asked him to do something that he's never done in his life, put on 15, 20 pounds and defend the run, which I will say he got better against the run. He got much better against the run from what he was, but his get off and his speed was gone. And we have to really understand the dynamics of what Brett Veach and Spags want. I think that they are two different things, but I also think they need to be one and the same. You can have a power player, but you have to have a guy who can win with speed. And if you don't, you are pretty much screwed.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, though. This draft gives them an opportunity to get on the same page because there's so many power-based pass rushers in this. And if you guys missed my mock last week, it was kind of a trade fest, which I'm still trying to entertain. But the point was to double dip at defensive end with power guys. And it's possible in this draft. You can get it done. And the more bites that you take at the apple, the better chance you're going to have a bite that's clean. And that's what Spags needs at this point. Is he needs Brett to give him multiple guys he can develop that are not trying to push a square peg in a round hole. Which pending free agents in the Super Bowl just priced themselves out of the market? Well, Walker, maybe Shaheed. Who else? I would have to even go look at their rosters.
Yeah, I don't know who else is a current free agent, to be honest with you guys. I mean, Chason probably.
Yeah,
from the
I
Patriots.
think that's probably right.
Chason probably did.
Woolen's a free agent, the corner.
He was not good. So
no, he was not. Bobo just had surgery and still played. I kind of liked him coming out of UCLA.
If they want to run the ball, bring Jake Bobo in here. I'm good with it.
Yeah, those end crashes that you do with the wide receivers, he'll clean that crap up. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at the other team, the New England Patriotas. Chason, you said Hooper?
No, thanks.
Gonna be 32. There ain't nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one guy. H-back came in last night. Jack Westover.
Yeah, sure.
He can be had for 1.1 a year. Why not?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Boy Moffett probably can't get in either. That's going to be expensive.
It may be. In fact, there's a question about Boy here coming up.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll find that.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Does Royal see a bump in usage next season? I sure hope so, Chef.
Again, the fact that they refused to use him was just mind-boggling to me. When your season is literally toast and you refuse to play, it doesn't make any sense to me. I hope so, and I hope that he's fully healthy too, because that was a big thing for him this past offseason was the multiple injuries that he sustained. So hopefully a full off season of being healthy, and then training camp and everything will get him going. I hope so.
I hope so too. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not finding the other Boy question, but Boy Mafia, I think, should be a target. I know they wanted him pre-draft. Whether he's priced himself out or not remains to be seen. Oh, there it is. It was already in there. That's why I screwed it up. I think it's going to be tough, but I think they will try.
Yeah, they tried to trade for him. I absolutely think they're going to try. Like, there's going to be
Yeah.
a conversation had for sure.
I'm going to look up what they think his market value is. Is he a UFA?
I believe so. Yeah, his rookie contract is up.
Okay. And they did not extend. Okay. So I'm pulling him up. Hold on. Almost there, sort of. They're projecting. Okay. Spotrack's projecting him at an 8 per year. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. He's going to get double
I don't
digits
think so
pretty
either.
easily.
That's
So to answer your question, Carson, I think that they can. It will be all about if they are willing to pony up the money to do it, which we've seen Spags do before.
yeah.
Or sorry,
And it's who else
Brett
you got
Veach
to
do it, not Spags.
Yeah, but you got to figure out all the other things first. That's going to be the hard part here. All right,
Yeah.
last call for questions, folks. Hit the super chat if you want in. Knicks fan, nice to see you, pal. Thanks for almost 3 years here in the memberships. Appreciate you. With what happened last night, I understand how special Mahomes really is, even better than before, right? Yeah, when it took to the fourth quarter for either quarterback to do a damn thing. Yeah. In fact, I led with that earlier. Like, we need a dose of Mahomes. The NFL needs him. Or Josh, or somebody that's electric, because that was hard to watch for a lot of fans. I loved it. But
I did too. I loved it. I loved watching the roster construction. You know, to go back to the last 2 years, the Eagles and the Seahawks won with their rosters. They didn't win with the quarterbacks. The Patriots with Drake May and the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes could not win the Super Bowl, in which their rosters were just at a disadvantage to the other team. They just clearly were.
And kudos to John Snyder and his staff, who we met several of them last year or a couple years ago. They did a hell of a job rebuilding since the last time they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Different quarterback, different roster. They were able to switch it all around. That's how fast it can happen in the NFL these days. You just got to be able to move and move with the punches, honestly.
Yeah.
Frankie, thank you for the support. If Downs is drafted, Dan, by us, do you think they can make an impact like Barry, Matthew, or Reed did for us? It feels like our defense played better when we had a top safety controlling the back end. Do you think that's the catalyst?
I have Eric Berry as the comp for Downs. Like, I believe he's that type of player. So yes, I think he can, because I think he's not only going to bring the physicality, the ability to tackle, to cover tight ends, but he has the mental acuity. He has the football IQ. I've harped on this. Playing in the Matt Patricia defense this past year got him ready to just step in day one and play and start for an NFL defense. He already had the instincts to do it. Now he sees all of the communication stuff and how to pass things off properly, and not only play within himself, but what the defense is asking of him in that play, and he can execute it. So I am 100% on board with that, and I think that he absolutely could if they were to draft him at 9.
Thanks, Speedy, and
Appreciate
sorry
you,
it took
Speedy.
me so long to get to you. And Night Hunters, sorry it took me so long to get to you too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
you are nearing in on 6 years, buddy. That is crazy talk, and I appreciate you. Beach said he likes Sonny Styles over any wide receiver in this draft. I like Styles. I don't think he's quite as versatile as a lot of people are trying to make him out to be. I don't know if that's
I'm
the
with you.
illusion of having Reese on the field, or am I wrong?
No, I'm with you on that. I feel like I'll be a little bit honest too about the Ohio State defense, is that all of them played well together, and it didn't allow for like Downs to be the star that he was 2 years ago. Like, there was more happening from everybody this year at Ohio State.
Yeah. Knicks fan, you nailed this one. Christian Gonzalez, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good player.
I mean, this was the potential. Yeah. I mean, if he hadn't had that injury, like, we'd be talking about him being All-Pro twice by now.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I agree.
Will, thank you. You're pushing it too. Over 4 years now. Appreciate you. I think KC needs a big physical X, but not loving the wide receiver 1 at 9. 1, is J Love the highest yield round 1 pick for improving the offense? No. Is Malachi Fields a fit for the mid-round target for KC? You're going to have to answer that one.
I think Malachi Fields bumped his draft stock a ton in Mobile, and he's probably going to be a second round pick. So if you're going to go defense in round 1 and you want to hit back on a wide receiver in the second round, sure. But I probably want to trade down to get Malachi Fields if I can.
Gotcha.
I'm looking to get better pass rushers in the first 2 picks. If you can't get one of them with the first one, you kind of have to with the second one.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. And Love is a great back, and I do think he will help an offense. But Andy won't use any one back enough to make him the most impactful player. The most impactful player is either going to be a wide receiver that takes pressure off of Xavier and Rasheed, or a guy that keeps Patrick upright.
I don't agree with that because we saw what Kareem Hunt could be in the offense. Like he was drafted and immediately was the back. Like he immediately was the guy. They just haven't had that guy. Yeah, the first time. And even Clyde, when he first got here, he was the guy. He was the guy. So I think when they know, they just give carries. They just have to actually get that player. They just haven't been able to get that player for them, or the guy that they drafted in Clyde did not have the season or the career they wanted him to. So if you draft the right running back and he shows you that he can handle everything you want him to, I think Andy Reid is far more likely to just give him all he can handle. We've seen it before.
You trust more than I do, but I hope you're right. Thank you, Will. Appreciate you. How many new running backs will be on the roster this season?
3.
2 or 3, yeah. That is
Well,
about
I guess technically 2 because they're only going to have 4, and I would imagine Hunt is back, and you still have Smith on the roster, so 2.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate you. Frogman, hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Falconer, howdy, fellas. Do you think the lack of juice guys, a la Willie Gay, Austin Reed, Tyrann Mathieu, etc., last season had more to do with the players or the coaching? I felt like it relied too much on 1587 and Chris Jones. I mean, you're not wrong there, but it's a balance. And if you don't have the player leaders, the coach has to lead. It didn't seem that anybody picked up that baton.
Andy Reid soft-spoken. Matt Nagy is soft-spoken. Steve Spagnuolo was soft-spoken. You have to have guys on the field who are not soft-spoken. And guess what? There isn't any of them. There wasn't any of them last year. There just wasn't any of them.
Yeah. I mean, this team needs a Marshawn Lynch in a bad way. That's
absolutely
true or not. They need him. James, nice to see you. Who do you not want the Chiefs to draft at 9? Did we cover this already?
Let's give it. No, not today. Let's give our answer on 3. Okay.
Who do I?
Do you have an answer in your mind?
I gotta make sure. I have several answers. Is the problem?
Okay, I have one that I desperately don't want.
Really? Okay, I have one as well.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Calvin Falk.
Keldrick Falk.
Okay.
Same answer, guys.
I like that. And I even said his name wrong. Sorry, Keldrick. Steeman. Willie Demon. Has Andy ever had a running back that can't catch the ball? Walker is awful at catching the ball last night. Was he? I didn't see anything that made me nervous.
No, he's just not a pass protector. Like, they don't want him pass protecting, and that's fine. But he has no issues catching the football.
Okay, that's what I thought. But you are right, Steven. Like, Andy wants his running backs to catch the ball. That is a flat out honest truth. And we'll wrap up here with Beach. Thank you. McDuffie trade player for player. Who do you want? Player for player. I mean, I'll take Myles Garrett. I know he's old.
Max
got
Crosby.
a couple of years left. Yeah, Raiders are never going to do that, but that's
Now they're on the Browns.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you got a good point. Yeah, Max has the edge that they're looking for.
Yeah,
this is what you have to have. Who else? Any weapons?
Like just player for player. If they would use him, T. Higgins.
I like that. Trying to think who else. Player for player.
I don't know, man. Like, that's I've never actually thought about just player for player purely on that. But
I know who I want. Will Anderson.
Yeah, that's
pop him in and let him go. I don't care where you line him up; he can do it all.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Great question, Beach. You stumped me there for a while, dude. Appreciate you. And just because this one's here, Micah had something. Never been an official member, but I'm watching for 9 years. You're the man, dude, and that's okay. You don't have to be an official member. You throw us plenty of stuff to get us going. I appreciate you. That is awesome. Should we trade Jones? Dirty said. If you can get value for him and move that contract, you have to. He's going to be 32 years old.
Yeah, I agree. Again, don't want to, but if you can get real value for it, sure, you do it.
It sucks, but you have to. It's just law of the jungle. Because sooner or later, he's going to stop being the predator. He's going to become the prey.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We're going to wrap it up here tonight, you guys. Thank you for that. And thank you for that, Beach. Guys sneaking in on me at the last second. I appreciate you very much. Daniel, thanks for keeping me straight. And hey, we had a couple of disagreements tonight. I want you guys to write that down.
Yeah, we did.
We had a couple we were not the same.
It's the off season. It's the off season. We're going to have some more of those, especially as draft season gets here, because lots of stuff to talk about with these guys.
Lots of stuff, and I'm stubborn. So cheers to you guys all. I appreciate you all very much. Dan, say hi to the little one for us. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably do another mock for tomorrow, and I'm going to start giving you some little film things.
There we go.
The NFL likes to take all our money when we do film, but I want to show you guys a couple things. So it's going to be fun. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you get in the memberships because we might start putting the film behind the wall. Cheers. Yeah. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.